Alright, yo, I'm getting freaking nice with it. I'm saying that because I just learned. I wasn't gonna record a video today actually, because I was going to dedicate this entire day to just learning how to do the arms. Because I've been saying for the past couple of days, it's been a little hard trying to draw them since it's actually not that complex when you break it down into shapes like everything else. It's just the way they were in the connections of the muscles. It's kind of confusing me, but then I finally watched the video again and now understand it. So I did some practices and now I can see that I kind of understand how it works now. So I'm gonna show you what I did today that made me feel like I'm done. Basically my review for arms. Okay, so I'm showing my iPad screen. So this was the first thing I did. I used this reference and I drew these lines over top of it. And I did this so that I could see if I was able to recognize the muscles on a photo, because if I can recognize them, then I could probably draw them as well. So after that I did that, I jumped right into it and got the skeleton. This is from Mark Burnett. So he made this, he drew this out for the class. I just screenshotted it so that I could use it for my learning. So he had that. That's basically his basic skeleton. And then I drew this over top of it. So it fits very nicely on there, as you can see. And that was from just memory. So that's what that looked like. Oh yeah, and then I lowered the opacity and then drew this more cleaner version of the body. So it's pretty clean. The only parts that I feel like I need to work on more is still this midsection. This part right here, the oblique to the serratus to the, what is it called, lats. Still kind of confusing how it connects, like at least this part to me. I've seen pictures, but it just doesn't, I need to just study it more. And then these kind of gaps here, because these two are muscles, but then there's this gap here because of the bone being right here connecting to the other muscles. So it kind of just looks weird how I just connect it. But that's a small detail that's not even important really for me drawing. As long as I get the silhouette right, I should be good. But other than that, everything works well. And after that, I just did a quick sketch. Also lowered the opacity on this because this is a very rough sketch. So let me make it bigger so you can see. So it looks crazy. I know, but I understood what I was doing. So I drew just the bone structure. So I can actually do it real quick too. Basically what I did was I drew the bone structure, like a simplified one. So I did this for the joint up there. Then I did this for the femur, a little smaller. Did this for the femur, something like that. Then I did this for like where the radius and the ulna would be. So the ulna would be like back here behind this, we wouldn't see it. And then the radius would be right here. So the radius would go like something like that. And then the ulna I wanted it to be a hand that was like pointing forward. So the ulna would go like this. something like that. So they'd cross. That's why I had this line here, just to show that that's the wrist. Then all these other things you see are just ellipses for the muscles. So in another color I'll do. I just did in one color to keep it simple before, but to show you, I kind of just drew a rough thing of the deltoid. And then I did the tricep, because this would be on the bottom. Then the brachialis, yeah. Brachialis there. And then the bicep on top of that. So something like this. And there's a little space there. Yeah, that would be where the skin kind of like connects there. Well, the muscles would go a little bit farther and connect. So that would fill it in a bit. Then this is where the weird gaps come in to play, because you're trying to connect these to this, to the bone. And then created the ellipse for these. Obviously not going to go over it in depth because I learned this from someone else and don't want to take their credit for it. But yeah, you see how it connects? That's what this whole mess was. So then after I sketched in that mess, I put it together and then ignore the hand because obviously I didn't try to draw very super accurate or anything. I just kind of drew it in to make sure it looked like what I was trying to make it look like. So this is how it all look in the end. And it looks nice for it being drawn from my head from the first day. I'm pretty happy with it, so definitely made a lot of progress in just 2 hours of focused study on just one subject, which was the arm. Even though I've studied it for, I would say, a little less than a week now, going through the videos again and learning it again kind of proves to me I just have to keep learning the same thing over and over again until I got it. Because now I could draw this very simply if I give myself, the skeleton and the guidelines to create it. And then using Mark Burnett's method, I can create these now. But just excited to see that I actually made some progress. Because for a second I thought it was going to take a very long time to learn just the arms. It just felt so much harder than the torso. But I think the difference was I practiced the torso way more drawing wise than I did the arms. Like I didn't give myself enough time to learn this. But all in all, it's still I would say I learned this in 7 days, less than 7 days. Of course didn't master it, but I've learned it in 7 days, so that's good to see. I think moving forward, I'm not going to keep learning more anatomy so far. I think I'm going to settle with, I'm going to probably learn the hands because I definitely need to learn that. You got to fix that. But I'm not going to keep going farther than the hands or the upper body, because if I add the legs in with the feet anatomy, I might start learning too much stuff at once. And I don't want that to happen where I'm losing progress on this in torso and the head because I'm focusing on too much at once. So until I get comfortable with this, I won't be moving on. So that's my plan from now on for a few weeks, or I'll just say a couple weeks. Can't really plan too far ahead because I can't gauge my progress since it's really fast right now. But yeah, that'll be it for today's. I'll see you in the next one.